think of manifest, I think of materialization. You pull from the ethers down to the earth. And when I think of manifest, I think of taking a mental image, a dominant, because when you thinking, you feeling, when you feeling, you thinking, taking a dominant thought and emotion, and then allowing that to produce a certain outcome that synchronized with you in the form of a magical serendipitous alignment of different things being at the perfect place at the perfect time, or coming to you or flowing to you. Because you know, when you become the vibrational match of the vibrational reality that you want to attract, then you can boomerang and pull it in with ease. So when I think of manifest, I think of being able to see your inner reality or your most dominant thoughts and feelings boomerang and come back to you in a super magical way, you know? So yeah.
Okay. I like the magical spin, the magical twist you put on it.
Yeah.
What about perception? Like, how do you feel about? A lot of people talk about the power of perception, but I like to give them a different, a different way to look at it. What do you feel about the function of perception? Can you elaborate on the function of perception?
Ooh. Okay. Great question. I love that. So the brain creates reality out of multiple different data streams of numbers coming in through the senses. So the brain is different from the mind. The brain is a physical organ, but the mind is the invisible conscious that's utilizing the brain to produce this holographic illusionary reality, right? So your brain creates your subjective illusionary interpretation or spin or perception of events.
Say that.
So
Wait. Say that again. Say that last part again. Your brain does what?
so your see, the brain is a transceiver. It's a holographic information processor. So the brain is creating your subjective illusionary interpretation of reality by way of your senses. So you're only perceiving a limited perception of what's really taking place around you. But see, the thing is, 80% of brain science has not been discovered. So we discover things as melanated African people, and we help the scientists in society or in different cultures. We help them be able to put science together because we hold pieces to the whole universe, to the whole planet. So when you're dealing with perception, you're talking about our ability to phase in and out of different dimensions that they don't even know that exist. So we're talking about supernatural unseen forces. And one thing they knew about, like the ancient African, is that he or she was always able to build up a certain momentum in order to go into a trance, in order to alter one's perception. So when you see a lot of magical signs, serendipity, everyone around you, or you may be in a potential relationship with, they don't understand the depth of the complexity of what you see, or the world that you live in. So people may see things, but everybody see things different. It's just like this, for example, real quick. Every person or 10 people, they can say the same thing, for example, right? A person can filter, or they can misinterpret your intent because they associate your response with their assumption of them assuming intent. So a person they can hear what they thought you meant or what they thought you said, and not really, it can really go over their head. They cannot really comprehend the full range of the context of the different components and variables that you also teach or express. So when you're dealing with perception, perception is different from reality. Your perception of reality isn't always reality. So you can be thinking that you're going through something for years. You can be thinking those your thoughts, those are your emotions, but negative thoughts, doubt, lack, it don't belong to you. But you can allow somebody else's projection on into your energetic electromagnetic aura or energy field, and you can start to incorporate a unintentional way of thinking, which is negative, from an outside source, and you can identify with it in mistaking your identity to be someone else's projection.
And
But
now
you
you
can take
live in
their projection as
somebody
your
else's
truth.
experience.
Huh?
I said that would cause you to live somebody else's experience.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. So if that well, I know I super answered your question.
You definitely
For sure.
super answered the question, for sure. Like it wasn't a natural answer. It definitely was a supernatural answer. We got a couple questions in the chat.
Okay, cool.
Uh,
Cool.
She say, how can we capitalize on the differences between the brain, mind functionality, and AI technology? You got an answer for that?
Yes, indeed. Um, mm, and okay, so um, I'm just trying to process it and see which way I'm gonna take it, and just make
That's a
sure.
deep ass question.
Um,
But before we answer that question, because I got some topics I want to touch on with you. I know you got a book coming out,
mm,
right?
yes.
What's the name of that book?
Uh, the name of the book is Never Belittle Your
Okay,
Greatness, Magical Point of View. So I always keep copies on deck for sure.
for sure.
But this book is dealing with a lot of supernatural phenomena. So like to answer a question, uh, you want to utilize the mind in a sense of believing beyond what they say is possible, right? So the brain never goes to sleep. Only one layer of the brain goes to sleep. So you have this unlimited supply of energy by way of the mind or the ethers you can pull. So when you're talking about AI technology, it's attempting to imitate your quantum computer.
Well,
So they
wait,
spend billions.
What exactly is AI technology for the people who don't know what that shit is?
Artificial intelligence. Great
Okay.
question. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
we gotta keep it because we gotta. I know we be on such a high frequency and we understand each other, but I know people. They ain't
Right.
everybody ain't on that frequency. Everybody ain't really vibrating like they on their way or they fluctuate. So we gotta try to make sure we can reach all levels.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So,
yeah, for sure.
but
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
not to cut your wisdom short. My fault. I know you don't remember
Oh,
what exactly you
yeah.
said.
So AI technology is artificial intelligence, right?
Yeah.
And artificial intelligence is an attempt to study you in privacy and to really collect data from different hospitals, from you having an iPhone. So a lot of times they don't have to surveil you like far as the government watching you because they have you watching yourself, right? So when you're talking about artificial intelligence, they're studying your human characteristics, your attributes, your unconscious and conscious habits and patterns. So they're learning you, studying you, and they're attempting to produce a physical materialization of something intangible, of something within you. So they don't fully know the essence of God. So when you're talking about the mind, like she asked in a question, the mind and the brain, they don't fully understand the brain. They don't fully understand the mind. And so they're attempting to use AI, but see, that's something that's going to backfire, right? Because the level of intelligence of it is conscious enough to know their intent. So they got different. They're trying to see a way to outsmart the quantum computer, outsmarting them. So it's really
But, right.
it's almost like uh, they don't understand a black laugh. So when black people have a conversation, they don't understand the inside scoop or joke or conversation. So a lot of times, even when they study us, it still go over their head because we can just look at each other and we can communicate an unspoken language or unseen language that only we understand. That
The
you have to be
vibration.
cut from this skin and this experience on a deep level to fully comprehend what we comprehend in its full entirety. So a lot of times, everything that they're doing is going to backfire because they're not operating in all of the unseen hidden dimensions. But we're pulling from supernatural forces, and we're connected to different star systems that influences the outcome of us as a people. So we was born to win as a people, for sure.
So, I like how you brought that shit around.
Yeah.
Um, I wanted to ask you too, like, so how do you define synchronicities and seeing? I don't want to say just seeing like uh synchronistic numbers, but I want to see like how would you define synchronicities in the aspect of when you like how we met each other, or you know what I'm saying, when
Mm.
you know what I'm saying, like
Yeah.
yeah, you know what I'm trying to go with.
Okay. So you have what you call quantum entanglement, right?
For
So
sure.
quantum, it comes from the word quanta. Quanta is a small unit of light. It's a subatomic particle of light. And so everything that makes up all the physical matter in the universe is made up of quanta. Quanta, which is a light photon of energy, right? So in the 90s, they was able to teleport a light photonic particle. So the sun is beaming, like when you see the sun ray of that stream of light, you're just seeing itty bitty photons put together to make a beam of light beaming through your crib. But when they study photons, they're studying what makes up matter down to a detail. And when you study different experiments that relates to teleportation with the government, in the 90s, they was teleporting a light photon from one location to another location, and it was able to arrive at another location before it even left. So not only did it bilocate or exist at two different places at once, it was just like an instantaneous jump. It was almost like a quantum leap from one frequency to a higher frequency. So with us, we could have switched the old timeline and introduced ourselves into a new timeline, and we was resonating with one another. So when we met, we was quantumly entangled. So like, for example, if we're having this conversation, we're generating information. Your aura is your electromagnetic energy field, which has an information coding. This
Sure.
information coding, a psychic is able to pick up on, or they can read you through the stream, or different things of that nature. Like when people watching terror videos, they're not understanding as they're watching a person live, their electromagnetic information coding is transferring information that the psychic is pulling from and giving back to them. So I understand what makes a psychic be able to be so accurate and on point. But I'm saying all of that to say what? I'm saying all of that to say this. I'm saying all of these things to say that we were drawn to each other, just like we generate certain concepts and information. This information and these concepts are going to link us, and you're going to be drawn to you. You're going to attract you, because everything is about it's about quantum entanglement. So just like the photons, just like the light particles, they teleported from one location to another location. We can be at two different locations, but we can feel it. We can, like, we don't have to physically touch to invisibly touch, because there's an unseen, invisible connection or thread or web that keeps us all interconnected. So everything is a mathematical code, right?
For sure.
So at a certain place, at a certain time, something someone say or something someone do will activate and transform who they are, that puts them in a different range of energy. And the universe, it will speak to you through signs and symbols and multiple different signs at once. So the universe is trying to interact with you as you interact with the ethers. So you have your subconscious that's connected to your superconscious. The mind is the invisible conscious being downloaded into the brain, and the mind is by way of the superconscious mind that's sending out this energy that's being able to create magical ripples and different phenomena in front of you that's bringing it back to you.
For
So when
sure.
you meet a person at the store and you're looking for a person that do this and they're looking for a person that do this, and y'all perfectly link at the perfect place at the perfect time in a smooth divine way. Now that's indicating that y'all have similar mathematical patterns and spiritual archetypes and archetypal patterns that you're generating within your aura, that puts you in alignment with a reflection of yourself based upon your internal timeline, you know. And
Yeah.
that was just a whole lot of shit, a whole lot of a whole lot of game to kind of like say that you are the magic that you see, and you bigger than your biggest thoughts. So you connected with God, and God is always trying to show you how godly that you are, you know.
For sure. That's a super answer for
Yeah,
a super question. You feel?
yeah, for sure,
Yeah.
for sure, for sure.
Uh, like I'm just thinking, like, cause like I was telling you yesterday, everybody been hearing manifesting. You know, write out your affirmations. Say your affirmations every day. Uh, write your goals out. Do a vision board. Right.
Yeah,
So All right, that's worldwide. You know, it's public knowledge. But what people don't really get yet is the work after you do that shit, which is like,
Mm.
all right, maintaining that energy, that maintaining that feeling of what you were saying, that feeling of, all right, I'm super magical. I'm walking
Yeah.
with I'm one with the creator. I'm God. I'm what you say, smooth, clever,
Yeah.
and you know, a couple steps ahead. Like it's walking with a certain confidence
Oh,
that
yeah.
um
You
that
gotta.
allows. Go ahead.
No,
What you
I
gonna
was just
say?
saying you gotta be your own biggest flex for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like people, I want to give people the game on how to maintain that cool and that level vibration to be able to, you know, build a momentum up of
Mm.
synchronistic events that reflect back to them who they are in their highest form.
Mm. Mm. Okay.
So I'm gonna ask you this: when you run into when you run into a situation that, matter of fact, I don't know if you want to really get into what you was telling me, but you was telling me about the situation you ran into a couple days ago. You kept your cool. You were so
Right.
cool
Yeah.
through it. How was you able to do that? Yeah, you could elaborate and tell me what went on if you
Right.
want.
Yeah.
But I want to know. Yeah.
So about 4 or 5 days ago, I was falsely accused and arrested for as a suspect in a shooting at a car with like some kids in it. So I was walking. I was on the way to pick up my nephew, and for me, before I leave out the crib, I set my intent. So I predetermine what feeling I want to feel before I go out the crib. So even if I'm going to the store, I strive to project a certain experience that I want to have, right? So it's some things that's predictable in quantum physics or life, but it's some aspects that's unpredictable, right? So this particular day, some told me to like change my jacket, right? Change, because I know whatever color or jacket I wear, I'm gonna get a certain outcome. And then I knew that I was gonna get a certain outcome because the symbols in the symbols on my jacket is altering or affecting the symbols in my aura and what I magnetize and attract. So some told me to change my jacket, you know, to change my clothes. And then I'm like, I was about to change it, but then I'm like, I'm with the shits, I'm with the fire, I'm with the pressure. So whatever's coming, it needs to come for sure. Cause I'm gonna transmute it as a magician, and I'm magical and I'm divine. So I'm like, I'm a dance with the darkness and the light for sure. Yeah.
For sure.
And so when they pulled up on me, I saw. As a matter of fact, I was running, and and
Peace.
I used to run and exercise every day. Right? I'm a marathon runner. Huh?
Nah, I was keep going.
Oh, okay. So I'm a marathon runner, right? I ran a 13-mile marathon. So I always run like a mile or two every day,
For sure.
right? Um, this day I'm just going my normal route, you know. This time they're looking. It was some dummy shot at a cop full of 4 kids, and then since I got a scully on and I'm melanated, and you know I'm still gonna be me. I ain't gonna let the system, you know, stop me from being me, you know, because I'm not the problem. They the problem for thinking or stereotyping me, right? So and I'm cut for the way I live because you know how Pop said it best, right? He was like, I was born in this world, I ain't make it, right? So a lot of shit out of my control. I used to tell my moms, like, I don't want you to see, I don't want you to focus on who I had to be in life. I want you to see who I was always striving to become. And that's to really say, like, you can be put up in a situation that's beyond you to some extent, but you define a situation and it doesn't define itself and it doesn't define you. So for me, it's not the situation that's the problem. It's your thoughts about the situation that's the problem. And
Your
once you
opinion
change your
around
thoughts
you.
about the situation, you change the situation, right? So you can rewrite it. You can reorganize your thoughts and your thinking surrounding the situation to reshape it or bend reality in a new way. So for me, I was sort of like, they didn't fucking know that if I wanted to, I could curse them just within a few words. I could speak in a different tongue and put a spirit on them and I can even manipulate the situation, the program. They ain't gotta see. The thing is this: they don't know who I am in a spiritual world, or who they playing with in a physical world, or who I am to God. I know who the fuck I am in this lifetime, even the next, and even the last. So for me, I'm like, this ain't that. You're not finna hold me for an hour plus and think that I ain't finna, file a complaint or just turn up shit. So for me, basically, I was sort of like, after a while, I was calm. I was calm for about an hour, and I was really calm the whole time, really, because the whole situation was below me. Since it was below me, I didn't have too much energy to give. I just had to see what the ancestors, the universe, the higher gods, I had to see what they was taking me through, what they was trying to show me. Because they know me. They know what fucking path I'm on. They know how much work I put in. So even if they mismistaken the police or whoever, that's on them. Like I told them, because before I knew it, it was a helicopter spinning. I saw it. It was low. And I'm like, damn, who they looking for? And then it was a police truck. It busted a U-turn, but it cut on its lights and it went the other way. So I'm like, shit, they better not think about fucking with me. Shit, I'm like, I'm a run, and I'm gonna know I'm innocent. And I was already running, but I don't mean running from them. It's nothing to run from. I'm like, shit, I'm just keep jogging, And then I stopped. I'm like, cause I'm like, they may kind of take it to be something negative. So long story short, bro, they went the other way, and then some told them to come back my way. And next thing I know, because when I was running that way, when I went past the one truck, I saw nothing but like 4, 5, 6 cars kept turning. I'm like, damn, they looking for somebody on that block. But then dude who went back that way, he called them and told them that it's a suspect such as me, and everybody come running at me. Now I got a helicopter, about 15 cars, everybody hopping out. And I'm like, man, what the fuck y'all want? I'm like, whoever y'all, I ain't him. Whoever y'all looking for. I'm like, y'all wasting y'all time and y'all wasting my time.
But see, what I want to know, I want you to answer the question. Like when you was in the police station and they was talking to you, how was you able to not get fearful and not even fearful? Like how was you able to not get fearful, but also how was you able to keep your peace and not get pissed off at these people and still talk to them from a place of smooth cleverness with love, with a little hint of love? Because you told me still dropping gems, and you know what I'm saying, you have dude on talking to you like, you know what I'm saying, like, damn, I need,
yeah.
I need.
I know what you're saying. Yeah. Okay. Let me take it there. Right. Okay. Cool. Great question.
We gotta remember. I want the audience to, when they go back and watch this, I want it to be simple for them to understand. Like, all right, when somebody approach me and I feel the need to react aggressively or fearfully, all right, what mental steps can I take, or what mental programs can I have to help me, manipulate this situation?
Okay. Okay. So
Somebody said, because you know who you is, for sure.
oh yeah, for sure. For sure. Because like I was telling them like, oh no, y'all know I had to tell them like while I was in handcuffs before I even got to the station. I'm like, y'all know y'all got an altar and a counselor in the handcuffs, right? They like, you an altar? And I'm like, yeah, my book right there. Google me. I'm like, you can Google me, shit. I'm like, y'all got me fucked up. That's really what I'm thinking, right?
Show the book again.
Right. So what they do is they got to Googling me, and he got to looking at my reviews and my 5 stars and all of my testimonies and ratings, and this is called Never Belittle Your Greatness, Magical Point of View. It's 77 on Amazon, but it's 55 straight from me, But the book is dealing with decoding spiritual science and patterns and synchronicities, and it's dealing with the science of thinking and the study of magicology. I break down magic in 32 different ways. So this book, it give you a whole lot of game. It give you ancient Egyptian text, coffin text. It just give you a whole lot of insight about a lot of different things, right? But the point is, they ain't know who I was, and I know who I am, right? So by the time they take me, after an hour just having me sitting, it was another girl they had in custody. Now, by the time we got to the station, she was trying to trick on me, snitch on me, throw me under the bus. But she really had something to do with it. She was trying to use me as a scapegoat.
Okay.
And I'm telling them, they like, so am I gonna find your hands on a gun? I'm like, what gun? They said something about the girl. I'm like, what girl? I don't know shit about shit. You know, they try to make me know this and know that. And I'm just
Right.
laughing. I'm like, you know, you gotta know that a blessing is coming. Sometimes life will pull you back to slingshot you forward.
For sure.
Um, and it's life will pull you back to slingshot you forward. Sometimes things have to fall out of place just to fall back into place. So you don't want things that's below you to um, become you, right? So you don't want to match energy anymore. You want to take the energy up to a higher level, and you want to bring the same energy, but on a higher level. So you can match energy without going down. You can just match the energy that's the same level of intensity, but in the opposite way. So you ain't got to go down with them and match them in that way. You can take it up a notch and make them think like, because they're trying to match the energy of a frequency of a criminal that they think exists or that they think is me. So they're trying to match that energy by bringing an energy that's below me. I'm matching the energy of who I am, which is dealing with perception, the illusion versus the truth and reality. So I bring them up to the reality. Don't get caught up in the illusion of the 3D of the lower dimensional entities or perspectives. That shit below you. We not even qualified to lose or to think small or for people to play with us. So for us, we meant to generate a high level of energy and understand that whoever mistaken our actions to be this, to be that, because they can only perceive it with a limited range of thoughts or thinking, then that's on them. That ain't got shit to do with you. So I used to tell them, I was telling them like, I'm like, I understand why y'all got me here, but you know, I have to really look at their perspective too. So, another thing I would say is empathize, right? And understand that everyone has a perspective. It's not about just trying to force them because you know your perspective, so they just need to bend to your will. But really, you have to play the game of life to some extent, and you have to know how to use it to your advantage. So I use the whole process to my advantage. I didn't react. I didn't try to control it fully. I just flowed with it, and I
You
planted
observed the
seeds
situation.
along the way. Huh?
So you observed the situation. You wasn't really fully in it. You didn't really lend your energy to it. You really outside the situation because you really was looking at the situation from above. Because, like you said, this shit was beneath you. You feel me?
So,
Yeah. It was like it really couldn't stay. It couldn't stay in your reality presence for too long because it did the frequencies didn't match.
right? Yeah, wasn't. It wasn't. It really. It was a quantum leap in the midst of it, right? They had to hand me over to a person that had a spiritual ranking that was higher than theirs. So they didn't understand that I'm the spiritual police. I'm the supervisor with the supervision for God. So I don't need for them to fucking understand who I am. For God to know, right? So me, I was taken into the headquarters of homicide, and I was investigated. And when I was in two different rooms, I know damn well they can hear me, and they got the lit speaker. I didn't watch too many videos or First 48 or whatever to know that they listening for sure.
Right.
So I'm talking to them, and I'm giving them spiritual game and wisdom. Like, y'all don't know that what y'all do to people is gonna come back to y'all, and y'all can't play God in people's life. And I'm like, I'm a motherfucking genius. I just got to teaching them, and I was in a room by myself in handcuffs, and I'm just talking. They so long story short, when I finally get interviewed, he read me my rights, and then and he come in with a strong ass energy, right? In a good way. And he got nothing but gold around both his wrists, you know, big gold links and bracelets and a big gold ring. And you know, he's Spanish, he's Latino, and you can tell Spanish people black too. So he tapped in, he cut from, you know, you can tell, you can just look in his eyes and see the melanin and just see that he a seer. He got a very old soul, right? So, you know, he just observing me. He don't even reveal his hand or fully how he think. But what I was telling him is that I see who sees what. And I'm a spiritual overseer and I'm a spiritual teacher. So I see multiple different signs and I understand human behavior. So I got to break it down to him. For one, I'm an altar. For two, I come from the hood, but I studied some of everything despite where I came from. And then I took everything of what I took my past experiences and I converted it and upgraded and made a quantum leap to the point that I made all of the bad shit that I seen or been around or participated within. I took it and made it something more optimistic or solution oriented for my people, for the culture, and even for myself and the people I love and my family, right? So and me, I'm just telling him, I tell him about my second book. So not only did I tell him about my first book, but then I showed him how I think, how I operate, how I perceive this world in a magical way, and even in a like a psychologist as well. So then once I got to telling him that my second book is called The Clever Smooth Chess Moves, The Laws of Being Steps Ahead, he was like, hold on, The Clever Smooth Chess Moves, The Laws of Being Steps Ahead. And I tell him I got a chapter in that book called Pay Attention to Detail, the artist movements, the law of big energy, the law of sacredness, it deals with so much shit, but it deals with, like, you would think that I was a secret agent, you know, or a assassin.
I
Huh?
said type shit. Say that. Hey, say that title one more
Hey,
time, shorty.
hey, the
I
clever
love
smooth chess moves, the laws of being steps ahead. Oh yeah, for sure. I'm giving people all kind of games on how to be 3, 4, 5 steps ahead and how to move in a room in a super clever, cool, smooth way, and understanding that when you moving and flowing throughout the room, you flowing on your spirit. You're not even fully walking, and you're actually scientifically bending time. So you're
how.
transcending time, and you're pulling from unseen supernatural forces as you move in a super clever, cool way, making chess moves. So in that book, I'm dealing with so much psychology of human behavior and also the psychology of clever performance. They speak about high performance, but I speak about clever performance, and I take it to my own dimension, to my own level. So it'll make you think about the 48 laws of power, but better in its own dimension, in its own lane, on its own level. So it's gonna be a book it's gonna be a game changer in the world of just the conscious community, or just books in general.
For sure.
But basically, long story short, I went from getting stopped by a helicopter, about 15 police cars, being a suspect of a shooting of a car with kids, to at the end of it, a detective wanting to hire me personally. He like, I need you. He like, I can reach you at this number. He like, hey, if I can get you a job, you will come work for me. He like, I need you. He really went out his way to show me that he wanted to hire me. And from that point on, it was just up, because we was dealing with the fifth dimension. So I was dealing with some shit in the third dimension, and I quantum leap because I was already in the fifth dimension. And we're multi-dimensional, so they can think that I'm in a third dimension or I'm one of them. But if they really knew how to read energy, they wouldn't even came close to me. And I told them that they can really be missing a real criminal coming to me and stereotyping me. And I'm like, they need to get better skills. They need to learn from the CIA or the FBI, because y'all psychological assessment and approaches is fucked up. I'm like, y'all need to up y'all game. Because if y'all knew anything, y'all would come. And they thinking that I'm trying to finesse them and trying to see about the case so I can flip it and bend it to my favor. And I'm like, I know why you not telling me this or telling me that, because I know the psychology of how different spies that come into the government, the CIA, I know how they operate. So I study shit like that down to a science, down to a detail. So for me, shit, I showed the guy, the detective, how I think, and that I think in that kind of way, and I have the science, I have the proof to show my level of scholarship and professionalism. So yeah, he wanted to hire me, and he supposed to give me a call soon, and he wanted to use me in a special way. And in this second book, The Clever Smooth Chess Moves, The Laws of Being Steps Ahead, I speak about the CIA documents that speaks about using psychics to solve different cases. And even to the point that they used to start to investigate the psyche because the psyche was so accurate. So that chapter is called 0.2 degrees. So before I even get to chapter 1, I got -0 degrees and -0.1 and 0.2 degrees. And 0.2 degrees is called psychic abilities and telekinesis. And yeah, I'm just taking it to a different kind of dimension. One of the second chapters is dealing with synchronicities and quantum entanglement, quantum physics. So I'm dealing with the quantum Zeno effect, the quantum eraser, being able to erase the past and alter the future and the present and even change the timeline. I'm
So
dealing
wait,
with
pause,
quantum leaping.
pause. So what you
Um,
saying is we can time travel.
huh?
So what you saying is we can time travel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right now, I wasn't just fully in this dimension, all of what I was just doing. You know,
Uh,
I was really pulling from different dimensions that you can go into multiple different dimensions right in front of people, and they may not even realize, the audience may not realize that that's what's occurring.
uh,
But 80% of brain science has not been discovered. So in other words, research study shows that you can create multidimensional mathematical geometrical structures and patterns within the brain neurologically, mathematically, which allows you to see this world up to 7 to 11 different dimensions inside out. So in other words, what I'm saying is that I'm dealing with another chapter dealing with synchronicities, and I got a synchronicity number 1, synchronicity number 2, number 3, number 4, number 7. And what I'm doing, I'm basically telling people that it's all different versions of synchronicities, and I'm putting it in perspective and context with quantum physics so that they can really understand synchronicities, and that it's different levels, that it's a because the universe has an algorithm. So it's certain scientific principles, and it's certain universal systems that you can play with, manipulate, or you can understand the laws of how this world function, and you can start to see it in front of you. And I'm giving people a breakdown of these different laws and different principles and different functionalities of the universe or the language of God. So you can use what you see to connect with multiple different other things that you see. So I help people see more of what they see. So I help people use spiritual clues and signs to be able to find out the mystery of where it's trying to take them and lead them to. So I do what was never done. I say what was said in a way that was never said. I do what was done in a way that was never done. I think thoughts that was thought in a way that was never thought. And I'm bigger than a lot of people's biggest thoughts. And that's just me though. You know, I make God think more. I'm upgrading the universe, and my God is bigger than the God of this planet. I'm not even from this planet. I'm just here to visit, you know. Extra credit, you know, I'm already an A student with God. I'm just coming back shit for, hey, I gotta, you know, I purposely went to college twice, or went to high school twice, or for whatever. I did the same grade twice, and for whatever reason, shit, I'm still here to figure out why. You
right.
know? But I got half of that shit figured out. So I'm here for a reason. I'm born 222, and I decode 222, 333, all different signs and symbols, and I help people see it on a two-dimensional surface, on a license plate, on a stove, on a phone, and I help you find the fourth or the fifth dimensional manifestation of that 222 or 333. So that's when you really start to play with synchronicity or serendipity, when you can really start to see it on different levels, and you can connect it to different levels or future outcomes, because these are what you call spiritual indicators. These spiritual indicators are indicating different things. Now the question is, what is they indicating? And when you find out what they're indicating, oh yeah, for sure, you'll be able to just take shit to the highest dimension, to the highest frequency with ease. Because it's trying to take you up. It's trying to show you shit on a higher plane. So yeah, you know.
I'm still with you. I just dropped my damn phone off the shit.
Hey, as long as it ain't break, shit, we cool. But yeah, let me see. Yeah, a lot of I'm not, so what I'm working. She asked the question, how have you ever considered how you can apply this for children with autism? So, you know, the CIA documents, they speak about a lot of mental illness being psychic abilities and extrasensory perception activity, and that they don't want you to fully understand that they don't fully understand what's taking place, but they understand that it's supernatural, and they only gonna make sense of it to keep you limited, because they don't want you to know the unlimited aspect of these things. See, a kid that's different from this world isn't below the function of normal people in this world. That person, that baby or child, is beyond this world, and they're not fully in sync with the normality of this world. So what they're trying to show you is that they need a specialized concentration and focalization and investment into how they function and how they think, so you can really understand how they need to harness their gifts. So they can be used for tools. They can be used to really reveal things to the world if you know how to put them in a right, healthy environment that's catered. If you had a school for autism, which I believe they have, but if you had a supernatural school for autism, then you'll be able to see the supernatural benefit, and you will see that it's not a minus, it's really a plus. But if you don't have that data or arrangement of people connecting to produce that curriculum or school, then it's going to seem like autism is a minus, and you're going to have to deal with not fully understanding what's taking place with the child. But it's really something on a higher plane taking place, you know? It's like dementia. You're in another dimension. You're in and out of this dimension. A part of you is already gone, you know? But it's not that you forgot your memory, because study shows that your memories is in a akashic. So even when they took out the hippocampus out of a person's brain, or even a rat, the rat was still able to remember even without that memory part of the brain, because the other part of the brain was still pulling in the mind that it was able to connect with the Akashic record. So it was still able to function intelligently. So they found, the last thing I'm gonna say is that they took the DNA, the genome, out of a cell, and they found that that cell still functions and make intelligent decisions and lives for months and months and months, even without DNA instructions, because it's receiving an unseen instructions from an unseen force. So they know that there's darkness and dark matter in the unseen realm that they can't find, that's beyond their scientific lens, you know, that's affecting us and affecting change. Mm. Mm. I can't even hear you, bro.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I thought you were saying stuff, but I'm like, I can't hear him.
My shit was on mute. I was talking. I don't know. I was just saying we be having some supernatural conversations every time we talk.
Yeah, hey, for sure. Hey, bro, that's why I be telling you, you so rare and you so special, because ever since I met you and known you, I always saw you just have this tunnel vision. And all you do is produce and produce and produce. You stay 10 toes up on your vision, you know? And ever since I met you, you took the manifest to another level in everybody's life, because you embody that energy. So like when I hear the world talk about manifest, but no, Coco, no. When I'm talking to the dog, but when I hear you say manifest, bro, it's like you see it in a way that's different from everybody else. It's like you have a different connection or love or mathematical, geometrical, or genetic coding that connects with that word or that reality more than most people. So it's a different feeling that I always receive when I hear manifest. Since I met you, and even from you, you know, it's like manifest. Like it ain't any kind of manifest when you was born, when you came to the planet, when you put your energy to it, it wasn't any kind of manifest. Like I heard the world talk about manifest for years, but when I met you, bro, and I'm pretty sure everybody get this manifest. Like it's you embody discipline, consistency, and you embody that frequency. And embody that frequency means that you're always constantly living in a magical world, living in a world that's based around doing supernatural shit. Whew. So yeah, that's why we connect, bro.
Yeah, bro. Man, I gotta give you gratitude for them words, because you still creating and I'm receiving. So definitely appreciate you for that, bro.
Likewise, God.
Appreciate you for coming through for this week. You know what I'm saying? Probably gonna be the last time you slide through.
Man, thank you for having me, man. Hey,
you already know.
You a blessing, bro.
Every time I got something going, shit, you already know. Doors open, opportunities for it's a revolving door. You feel me?
Yeah, for sure. Hey, likewise, you know, and hey, it's mutual, bro. You know, we locked in, and you know, shit, we talk on different mastermind levels behind scenes. So it's a lot of shit we gonna manifest in the workings together. Shit, it's only up from here.
Yeah, for sure. A Lady E said, where can we get her book? I mean, where can she get your book, bro?
I can send a signed copy to you. You know, you can cash out me, you can send me your address, PO box. I can send you a tracking number in a few days or in a week, or you can get it from Amazon for 77. But if you get it from me, it'll be 55, and I'll send you a signed copy. But either way, it's a link in my bio, and it take you straight to Amazon for sure. And then you can read the reviews and see what's to it, and read the description so you can see more of what it's about. But or go to my page and see different parts that I post of the book, and I post different testimonies or different portions of the book. I post slightly. But if you want to get the book, if you want to find me for sure, you can find me, and I'm gonna be in. If you're in Chicago, I'm gonna be in Frontline's bookstore soon. You know, and I'm working out something with them right now. So I'm just
Oh,
working to get that situated.
she said she gonna get it from you.
Oh yeah, hey, come to me for sure, cause
Uh,
we don't need to be going through these other parties, you know. Yeah, for sure. It's cool, it's alright, but it
for
ain't the
sure.
same, you know.
Hey, well, shit, we gonna end it on that note, and every week, I gotta end it with my, I don't even know what it's called yet, but I always end it out with thank you, thank you, thank you, yes, 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 manifest,
Mm.
manifest, manifest. You feel me?
Cool.
My love.